Hello and welcome to Connections with Kyland. I am so excited because I've had, some really amazing guests, but today I have with me someone I have known for most of my life. And this is not just someone I call, a best friend. I actually don't call him a friend. I just call him a brother because we essentially grew up together, and we have in Keyframe Studios with us today, Darnel Diggs. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, man. I'm honored to be here. I got to say, my favorite guest was your mom, though. So I know you've had some close, and I know I'm close, but we got to show mom some love to get started.
Of course. Very true. I appreciate it. And truly, Darnel is, just a father, a son, a brother, the oldest brother to 5 siblings. And I include myself as an additional sibling.
Definitely.
Brought in by you and your whole family. And I appreciate it. And I'm glad to have you because we have always talked about so many things. You've had this diverse history of, after school becoming a professional football player,
You're far too kind.
Working in different industries. Hey, man, you're doing a lot. You've done a lot, and I've always been very proud of you. And right now, I feel really excited because you work in an industry that's very close to both of us. So can you go ahead and talk about what you do now?
Dude, you're too kind. That was a killer intro. So I do production accounting and payroll for the motion picture industry. So I'll get picked up for different movies or TV shows.
He works on movies, guys.
I work on movies. I'm
really
all the
fortunate. Big movies, but
I'm really fortunate. For me and for us, it's super cool because early friendship days started at the movie theaters. So literally when I'm having hard days or long drives, I'm literally
that's why popcorn for us.
This is dude. Thank you, brother.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It wouldn't be us without popcorn.
Exactly.
But literally I just think back to those days. Literally all the same magic that brought us into the theater is the same stuff that tells me to get up and go to work the next.
No, and I don't think people just to give people an idea, we would go to the Ontario down the hill as we call it because we grew up in the desert.
That's true.
And we'd go to the movie theater. It was the big movie theater because in the desert it's local smaller theaters that we grew up with.
Right.
And we would spend the entire day there. We would just so people can understand, because so we would go to the movies when it's opening.
Yeah.
So we would stop, maybe grab some breakfast, and then we go to a showing at 11 a.m. and we're not leaving this theater until at least 6 p.m. Sometimes we're gonna hit
close.
At least 3.
Sometimes
yes,
the last showing.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna hit at least 3 movies. That was the minimum. We know we're gonna watch 3 movies. We're gonna be here for 6+ hours. Usually, it would be at least that, but then some days we would leave past midnight.
But you have to tell them why we were able to get so much done. So Kyland, before he was winning our hearts on the challenge in Big Brother, would strategize our movie days. He would literally map out run times and credits and intros and the layout and the time slots for the day, and that's how we got everything done.
And hopefully we're past the statute of limitations, because this is before they had those movie passes that you can see all the movies.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My dad got really. Did you ever hear that story? My dad got so upset with me one night.
What?
Dude, for movie hopping, he's like, dude, this industry pays all of our bills, and you're sneaking into movies. He's like, I would rather just buy tickets for you all day.
I didn't think
about that. And you jump around. So I told him we stopped doing it. But
no,
we definitely did a few more.
Hey, when we bought popcorn, we're still propping up the industry.
We did buy popcorn. We did buy concessions, yeah.
But no, so for those of you who don't know, depending on how old you are, at the movies, there was not assigned seating for most of our lives. Now, this is a relatively new development. You used to just first come, first serve seating. So what we would do is I would map out the times of all of the movies that we wanted to see and be like, okay, if we finish this one, then we'll have 10 minutes in between. We can go to the bathroom, grab some popcorn, whatever, and sneak into this one, because we had to sneak in because, like I said, there wasn't an unlimited pass. So we just called it movie hopping.
Yeah.
And so we'd walk in. What I realized is the best way to sneak around someplace is by not sneaking, by just walking as if you belong.
Own it.
So sometimes I would even ask an employee, hey, do you know where the bathroom is or whatever? You couldn't ask them necessarily where the movie was. You had to figure that out. Yeah, I had to, we had to do some recon.
You would know where it was.
We had to do recon.
If you had a ticket, you would know where it was.
That's what we would do. Yes. Yeah, because if you had the ticket, it would say. So we would take long bathroom or concessions breaks to map out the theater. Be like, okay, this is where this is showing. this where that is,
Yeah.
so we can go see it. But
Kyland
anyways,
knew what side of the theater each movie was on.
Yeah,
it
but we're always
it was
supporting.
very well thought out.
Yeah, so we, but I get it. That is funny, and that does make sense. And so now, I'm an AMC A-list member.
Same
shout
as
out
me.
AMC.
Yes.
Go ahead and reach out to the podcast and to Kyland.
Your popcorn buckets are amazing.
Yes.
I know you already hear that, and I know
Very
you need to
real.
hear it more, but your popcorn buckets are
I wish I brought the popcorn buckets. Yeah, I have so many.
I can't get enough of them. It's like my new thing is collecting popcorn buckets.
Yes.
Not from Disneyland either, from the theater. Like it's
They've
it's a
done
thing.
they've done a good job with that. That was a good move. No, but anyway, so watching tons of movies, and then so now just to give you guys an idea, what are some of the movies that you have been working on coming? Obviously, we have the shirts here for the upcoming.
Man. So this year, I'm really proud. I got to do The Mandalorian and Grogu. Like it's probably my biggest. I'm really proud of that one. Michael, that's coming out. I got to do that one this year, and then I've done Skeleton Crew in the past. Red One, the Rock's holiday movie was fantastic. Don't Worry, Darling. Dang, it's getting to the point where I'm forgetting them. That's crazy. And House Party. House Party is a fun one.
Oh my gosh.
So many fun crews, dude, honestly. You think about the people more than the titles a lot.
Oh, I'm sure. That makes sense. That actually does make sense. And wow. And then also, you're not the only one from your family in the that has history in the movie industry.
Dude, so I always say, like, my dad was like a studio guy, and then the next generation, we made us like a studio family. So my dad was a set painter and a paint foreman and a standby painter throughout his tenure, like, in the industry. And then now the next generation, I do accounting and payroll. My next youngest brother does painting, like our father. And then the next youngest brother does construction and prop making. Like, so literally, like, we have one building the sets, painting the sets, and paying the bills. So it's like starting to round out a little bit.
Yeah, no. And I know that I feel like your father was so influential to both of us before he passed. And I think that's...
Dude, he loved you, dude. He was a big fan of you.
No, I loved your dad, too. And just, he was a dad. Like I feel like I have 3 dads in a way, because I have my dad, my stepdad, and your dad, and just like I just remember going over and the support that, because your guys lived around the corner from me basically, so like,
dude, we should just run back and forth.
Yeah,
like, it was running distance, not even walking distance.
Yes, exactly. Running. Yes. Yeah, and I have 4 sisters, so like it was for me to be around boys was like such a fun thing. So you have Janae, your sister, who shout out to Janae, does my hair. She is one of the top curl specialists in Los Angeles. Amazing. People always ask me about my curls, so shout out Janae. But yeah, I mean, I think about just the amount of time, like that's just where I was. I was just over at your house most of the time.
I feel like our parents would call each other before they called us for a lot of our childhood to figure out where we were at and what we were doing.
Yeah, and but I think that is it was always just such an open home, and really because of your parents and because of your dad, and I think that that's something that helped shape who I am and is just so special. And I feel like it's probably really beautiful for him and for all of you guys just to have that legacy of like you guys are continuing this legacy of like working on films that impact so many people, and that it's something so passionate to us, dude. And I think that's beautiful.
Thank you, man. I think it's like I always think of it as like we had like a community though, because like the same way you feel with my family, like I definitely feel with your family. I literally call your mom, like, and I'll literally just call her and tell her happy birthday, or she'll just send me pictures of the babies and stuff like that. So I think like it's no shock to like where we are, like even like as big as you are, which is like super cool and crazy, because it's just like we had such a cool community, man. Like it was more than just one household. Yeah, it was awesome.
No, definitely, and that's okay. So I know today, really want to focus on
we got some movie catch up. We got some catching up to do.
So here's the deal: me and Darnel, we talk on the phone all the time, and we check in. Like I said, we're so updated on the family stuff that we check in on all the family stuff, and then we end up talking about movies. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I have to bring you into the studio.
100% of the time.
We got to rap out about these Best Picture nominations.
Like our last 2 talks were like no movie talk. We had to hold each other accountable. We're like, no movie talk. We got the cast coming up. So literally, it's
on the phone.
I'm all built up.
Yes. No, I feel it. I feel ready. I feel pressure, like inside excitement to talk about it. So I'm going to go through this list. We have the Best Picture nominees coming out, because we have the Academy Awards coming up, and here's the Best Picture nominees. We have Bugonia, Marty Supreme, F1, Sinners, Frankenstein, Train Dreams, Hamnet, One Bite After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sentimental Value. And obviously, if you know me at all, you know that I have obsessed over Sinners. I've seen it.
I was gonna throw like a warning out there earlier. It's like
there's a bias here. We're gonna be
it's
upfront.
Not bias. I've been won over. It's a love story.
I like that.
I've been won over, but honestly, like especially when we decided we were gonna do the podcast, like I went and watched a lot of these movies over again and stuff that I haven't seen, and then I went and watched Sinners again after all that because I'm like, maybe I'm building it up, maybe I'm like romanticizing it. It is fantastic, dude. We could do a whole podcast on just that movie. It's fantastic. We may.
This may lead to that because but that being said, I think that there are some great films in preparation for today. I did make sure both of us were doing our homework. We got most of the films. There's two that we are missing.
Sadly, I missed a couple.
We are missing Train Dreams and The Secret Agent. So I want to be fair.
Which I do still plan on watching.
Yes, we plan on watching them. We just want to be upfront. We haven't got to watch those two, so we can't really comment on those two. But we've been able to watch the rest. There was some that we had to take turns with. So I know that I watched Sentimental Value and he has watched Hamnet.
Yes.
So we'll get into all the films. But...
Best Picture. If we're starting with Best Picture,
there's 10 Best Picture nominees. I don't know if they need 10. It used to be like 5.
I don't
think
so. I think 5's the sweet
to
spot.
10, I guess. And then, but I'm like, do you have to fill all 10 spaces? Like, I actually don't know if that's an Academy rule if they have to fill all 10 spaces.
I can tell you, even if they do fill all 10 spaces, like all of us at home, like we know the top 5. Like I feel like. We're kind of doing it just to do it at that point.
So let's start there, okay? So as we said, being fair to the films that we haven't seen, but of the ones that we have seen, so what would you say instantly right now? You're like, these 3 are the real contenders for Best Picture.
Honestly, Sinners, Marty Supreme, and One Battle After Another. I think are my 3.
So I do agree with this list. I'm open to switching Marty Supreme with Sentimental Value.
Oh, it was that good. We still haven't talked about it yet.
I know, and we will talk about it, and I'll get into it. However, I will say Sentimental Value. So I have this opinion about Marty Supreme that I'm sure is about to be controversial. We'll start with Marty Supreme.
Jump right into this.
Okay.
It was going to happen eventually. So Marty Supreme, like you're saying, he plays a professional ping pong player with like worldwide aspirations. Like he has bigger aspirations than where he's currently at, and I think he also has like a real heart of an entrepreneur. Like there's like an entrepreneur like sort of taste to him throughout it. And basically the movie is it's his journey of trying to hit these worldwide goals and the success story that he's written for himself. It's really a love story to himself, really.
Yes, actually, okay, so that I think is well said, because I feel like this is my issue and my reservations with Marty Supreme, and like they did a good job of this, but
it was well done.
It's very much about how Marty loves Marty, and
he says it in the film,
and he does
even calls it out in the film,
and he's an entrepreneur, but like in the has zero morals sort of way, has to figure out by any means and
any means necessary.
And so my only thing with that is that, and this is something that I personally struggle with. It's like I haven't really watched Succession, the show, because all I've heard consistently is that
it's the morality of it.
They're just all terrible people.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I don't know if I want to watch a bunch of terrible people and get invested in them. I'm not saying it's not great storytelling. I'm not saying it's not compelling.
No, I
think that personally that is something that makes it a little bit harder for me to enjoy, especially when they don't get any real comeuppance. No. And I think that that's something that obviously maybe we'll cut this in. Obviously, know that this is a full spoiler conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So this is your spoiler warning. We're going to be talking in depth about these films. So if you haven't watched them, come back this episode afterwards. Or if you're not going to watch them, then you can stay here.
Or this can win you over, honestly.
Yeah, or this can win you over.
If you're on the fence.
And here's what I will say. I love, there was something I read once that said, if a story can be ruined by you knowing the ending, then it's probably not a great story. And I think about this often because I feel like there are some films that Occasionally, like, the twist ending is what makes it shocking or exciting or whatever. But I've definitely seen movies that I've had ruined, and I can enjoy the entire thing because it's just a great story and it's just well told.
The beauty of Hollywood, and this is like my perspective on it now that I work in the industry and have like hands-on of it, is it's so many passionate artists and storytellers. It's every department, whether you're doing the makeup, the costumes, whether you're dressing the set. So when I watch movies now, like I can almost, maybe it sounds biased or maybe it sounds bad, but I can almost feel like I can see the story people are trying to tell or see how they can relate it to their own lives or how they pour into it. So now getting to what you're saying with the ending shouldn't ruin the movie is there's been many times like, and I'm sure like a lot of you can relate to this, is like you find out the end to a movie. Like maybe it's a movie you already wrote off you weren't going to see. And then you hear like, wait, what happens? Like Shutter Island. It's a great one. Okay. I feel like a lot of people heard the twist before the ending.
Yeah.
But if a storyteller, if a director, like a cinematographer, like if they can tell a story the right way, even if you know the ending, it's beautiful to watch. You can still get pulled into it, sucked into it, live it. So like you're saying is like, you can know the ending and still enjoy it, still have a full lifetime in this story. And one more Easter egg is that's like Dave Chappelle, dude. Dude, in one of his stand-ups, he literally says like, I can give you the punchline and still tell the joke. And it's like, if you're good at your storytelling, the ending is like, it's just an ingredient.
Well, I love that. And another thing that I will say on endings, while we're still talking about the endings of movies, is just like with TV shows too, is sometimes people talk about like, whether it's Game of Thrones, I think is one of the most popular examples. Everyone was so frustrated with the ending. Like, oh yeah, it was terrible because of that.
Talked about ending.
I think so. And my position on that and on movies is if I'm eating a meal and every bite is delicious and then the last bite is bad, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, that was a bad meal.
Not at all.
I think that's something. That's just how I feel about it, and I feel like I give this example, and it makes so much sense. But then people are often like they feel like the show's ruined. I'm like, I don't think it ruins everything, and also if it didn't live up to what you wanted, like rewatch it and re-examine it because maybe there was more leading up to that ending than you realized, and then B, just learn how to appreciate and enjoy the things that you did get.
Be present, man.
Yes.
Like if you're watching a movie or a show and you're waiting to the ending and it has that much weight to make or break it, like you weren't enjoying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a journey. Like you have to go on the journey, enjoy the journey. And then when you get there, like assess it at the end. And that's what I tell my wife. I'm like, let's figure out how we feel about it at the end. Let's enjoy it right now, like in the middle of it.
I agree with that. And actually, you did see Weapons or you didn't see Weapons?
I did see Weapons a couple of times.
It's not nominated, but I do want to jump to talk about Weapons because I agree with what you're saying, but I did find myself watching the movie Weapons, which I think is one of the best movies that came out last year also.
Fantastic.
And
I honestly think it's better than it's getting credit for.
Oh, yeah. And it was unfolding, and I loved how it was unfolding. I was like, ooh, this is great storytelling. I'm so captivated. Then here's my issue with Weapons, because so many people have praised it, and I praise it as well. But as soon as we got to the chapter of Alex, I remember actively sitting there, and I was finding myself annoyed. I was like, this is making me so sad for this kid, Alex. If Alex does not get justice,
you want
if
justice.
Alex is not okay, not just justice, I need Alex to be okay. And so I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this movie. That's what I was saying. And the whole time I'm enjoying it, I'm hyped. And the Alex thing was so heartbreaking. Watching one of my favorite memes on the internet is they showed a picture of Alex and they had the Reba McEntire song playing. It's like a single mom who works too hard. And I just was like, bro,
my gosh,
caring for his parents and these other 17 children, feeding them every day, which if they're eating, then he also has to clean up after them. And they're not even showing that. So I'm just like, this kid is going through so much. He's not saying a
word. He's doing it silently.
Yeah, exactly. He's not
doing it silently.
Yes. Okay. And I was like, I just need him to be okay. And
I want to get back.
This was a time where I also had to pee, but I was so captivated. So I was like, I do not take pee breaks for movies. Virtually ever. And so when we got to the end, this is the time where I was like, I wish that I just left right when it ended, because when Alex hugged his parents, I was like, I could have walked out of the theater and peed, and I would have been happy. I've been like, this is such a great movie.
Totally.
All this. But then they have this voiceover that comes on at the end that's like, oh yeah, by the way, his parents, they're still messed up. Like he didn't get his parents back. He's now living with an aunt, which must be triggering to live with an aunt after his last aunt was a witch who basically killed his parents and tortured him, and tortured his parents. And so I felt like, I was like, wait. That's like, yes, I was so hyped when he snapped the twig and had the kids come attack the witch. I was hyped.
Iconic scene.
And
iconic scene of the year.
So I was like, yes. But then when I find out that he doesn't get his parents back, I'm like, the kid suffered enough.
Yeah.
He suffered enough. And here's my issue too, is I don't mind an ending that's not happy. I'm okay if there's not a happy ending. But don't pretend like it's happy.
It built up to it.
But they also
up like we were gonna get
also made you feel like you got a happy ending.
Totally.
They tried to. And they're like, hey, you know, he's living with his aunt. He's good. Totally. And like some of the kids are talking, and some people interpreted that as like his parents are going to talk. I feel like they didn't give enough information to suggest that his parents will eventually be okay.
Yeah.
So if that is the implication and I'm wrong, then I'm happily wrong and I'll enjoy that. But it didn't feel like that was the case. It feels like he lost his parents forever and he didn't deserve that.
I agree.
And
with
so
that.
I was just like, I don't think I can be okay with that movie until I know Alex is okay. And as of now, he's not okay.
I think, yeah, I agree with that. And I would say that dynamic is probably why it's not getting as big as it is. But honestly, like when I look at that one, to me, it looks like people greenlit and like okayed like the story of it. They're like, oh, it sounds like a good story. And then I think like the witch, like what's her name? She killed it. And I think once they started working like with people and actually shooting, I think that they started making changes and stuff, and that's why it doesn't quite fit together like at the end. I think there's some tinkering. But what you were saying really quickly is I think we've gotten to a point where like I think back in the day we didn't have so many movies like tie bows on stuff cleanly like at the end. A lot of the stuff like you get the resolution like a little earlier, like it's not like a quick tie-in at the end, and we've sort of got to a point where I think a lot of people are overusing. I think a lot of people are trying to tie it at the end, and it's not tying as cleanly. Like I think not everyone should do it. I think only some people can do it cleanly. So
wait, are you saying that you think movies used to have a nice tight ending and now they don't, or the other way around?
I'm saying like the information about the parents at the end.
Yes.
Like the last little tie-on sprinkle. I think we're kind of overdoing that right now. I think.
Can you give another example just so I can understand? Yeah.
Let me think.
I want to see this point. You can take your time. We're not. Yeah.
Okay. So I can give an example of how it works.
Yes.
Not how it doesn't work. And this will tie into stuff.
Yes.
Sinners.
Yes.
Fantastic movie.
Oh,
you get resolution throughout it, but every bow he ties a knot on at the end, him holding the child, like at the end, him dealing with the clan it's like Stack and coming back to the club and talking to Sammy like as an old man. It's like I think some people know how to feather it in there, and it's like such a small scene, but it ties into everything. I think some people are putting those sprinkles at the end. It's like, well, I was good without that. Like I didn't really need that, or I needed that and never got that.
Yeah. No, I'm going to save Sinners for last only because I know I can talk about the one the longest.
Deal.
But we have to do that. But when we bring back Sinners, remind me of the
bow,
tying the bow.
It'll come back up.
It will. Sorry, no. It will. And that'll just be the preamble to the full Sinners episode that we'll do later.
Oh, for sure.
But, okay, so just to be clear, this is your spoiler warning. We're going to be talking about spoilers. We're going to go in depth on all these films. Any movies that we're talking about, just know we're going to talk about all of it in detail. So you may want to turn away, come back to this episode after you've watched them, or and if you weren't planning on watching them anyways, then you're welcome to stay here and keep listening.
Totally. Or if there's any like you're on the fence on, like you've been trying to figure out whether you want to watch it or not, and you don't mind the spoilers, like this could help you make your mind up.
Yes, and I love that because I remember I read somewhere how if a story can be ruined by you knowing the ending, then it's probably not a great story.
That's a good point.
I think about this a lot, and I would say that the go-to example for me is The Game with Michael Douglas. Have you ever saw that?
Oh, not in a long time. I have seen it, but not in a long time. That's a good one.
Okay, so that one is, I remember, the way I had it described to me was my uncle. This is years ago as a kid. Like, I feel like my uncle passed when I was like in high school or middle school or something, probably. And Or no, I was in college. Yeah, it's a super suspenseful thriller. Highly recommend it. Michael Douglas, Sean Penn.
He's fantastic. Sean Penn's good.
I forget who else is in it, but it's like early 2000s, probably maybe 90s, and effectively, his brother sets him up for some sort of service. It's like, hey, this is a service to help improve your life. So they run him through all these tests, and then he ends up. They're like, oh, you're not going to qualify for this. He's like, okay, cool. And then all these weird things start happening in his life. And then he realizes, okay, this is the company. They are almost like punked, but like on a much more extreme level. They start, impacting his life, putting him in these crazy situations. So but then they start like
Truman
robbing
sort
him.
of
Yeah, but then
vibe
they
to it,
like,
too.
it turns out that maybe they're scamming him. They like empty his bank accounts. He's like super wealthy.
Okay, that part I do remember. I was waiting for it to start jogging. I was like, okay.
He has a driver that hops out of the car and his car crashes into the water.
Yep.
And he's drowning. And then his brother comes. Sean Penn runs up. He's like, oh my gosh, I thought that it was what I told you, but like they're ruining my life too. And then he doesn't trust his brother all of a sudden. Jeez. So then he runs. And then finally he gets to the end. He's on the roof and this woman is telling him like, hey, no, it's all fake. Like we're just messing with you. Don't worry. And he's like, no, because so much stuff has happened to him.
It's too late.
And then he has a gun and they open the door and Sean Penn walks out with champagne, but he shoots him. He shoots his brother. And so then he like panics and he jumps off the roof. And when he jumps off the roof to kill himself, he lands on one of those inflatables. And it was all part of it. Everything led up to this.
I have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I for sure have to rewatch it.
So that was the description that my uncle gave me. And I was like, wait,
that's the whole movie.
You just described to me the movie?
That's the whole movie.
And to be clear, I'm not saying that it's not more enjoyable to not know all those things.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed all of that movie.
Well, yeah,
having known that exact description going into it.
I think it's like if you do it right, like if it's done right, I don't think knowing the ending like impacts like granted I'm all for like twists and turns and like the discovery of it, but like it's all storytelling, man. So it's like if you're telling a story right, even if you know the ending. So like for me personally, like especially now that like I work like in the industry and in Hollywood and in the studios, it's like all these different departments, like they're all using their work, like their craft to tell their story. Like even if they're in hair or makeup is like the way you see them on camera, they want you to see them that way to help tell their story. So that all goes into the story of it of like, even if I know the ending, I can still enjoy this story throughout the beginning, middle, and honestly, to me, it's like more about being present because it's like, if you're watching a movie and like the ending can make or break for you, or especially if you're waiting to the ending to determine whether you like it or not, then you weren't enjoying it like while you were watching it, like leading up to the ending. Like there's so much good and bad, like in everything.
For like the tags, I guess, like wrapping up a movie nicely, you're saying that people aren't doing it as well, or like do you have an example?
Yeah. Okay. So an example of doing it well.
Okay.
Sinners.
Okay.
When you talk about sprinkles and bow ties at the end, any like storyline, plot, layer, anything that made you feel anything, Coogler revisits at the end of the film. And he puts it to bed. He tucks it in. Gosh. He reads it a bedtime story. He tells him, don't worry about the monsters.
Okay.
Have a good night's sleep.
All right. No. All right. We're gonna pause the Sinners. Only because we're gonna talk about Sinners last. Because that's when I talk about the most. I think that our recap of Sinners as a Best Picture nom today is just gonna be the preview to our full Sinners episode that we're gonna have to do after this. But so getting back to the Best Picture noms.
Best Picture.
This following conversation is for Timothée Chalamet and Timothée Chalamet only. If you're not Timothée Chalamet, please keep scrolling, or you can tag him or send this to him.
And it's out of love.
It's out of love.
It's out of fandom.
We just care. I see your potential, and I want you to
I acknowledge you are currently great.
Yes.
And I just see more greatness in you. I hope you see it in yourself.
Looking at Marty Supreme, which is where we started.
I like Marty.
Yes. And we were talking about Marty Supreme. You're describing what it was. I feel like Marty Supreme is a really good movie that is made great by Timothée Chalamet's performance. But then I also wonder, like, I think he does phenomenal. I think he should get nominated.
Totally.
But then I also wonder if the movie not being necessarily as good as him makes him stand out even more. Like him uplifting the movie is, I think, a testament to how good of an actor he is.
I agree.
And I love that. But at the same time, I'm like, if you're in, it's like big fish in a small pond sort of deal.
Totally.
Like, I wonder if he just stands out. Because I think about like Dune, especially Dune 2. I was a big fan of his in Dune 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, actually, he really won me over. I think he does a very solid job.
He's got talent, dude.
But like, I didn't expect him to get a Best Picture nomination because the movie, everything was good.
Right.
And so I think that's what I almost wonder is just like, I'm like, is he standing out extra because the movie's not as good as he is?
Here's my Marty Supreme take.
Yes, please.
And it might be controversial.
Yes.
Because
I already know mine is controversial.
I've talked to a lot of people.
Yes,
and I know
please.
how people feel about it. I'm going to lead with Timothée did great.
Yes.
It's fantastic. He deserves to be nominated. It deserves to be nominated solely off of him. That was his baby. That was his passion project.
Safe space.
So I went into it. Yeah, I know, right? I went into it a little biased because of the whole Michael B. Jordan thing.
Same.
Like, in all honesty, I hadn't seen Marty Supreme after the whole Timothée, Michael B. Jordan thing, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. To me, and I have 2 key points to this.
That's okay. I love it. I'm probably
Handle them with
supportive.
care. Here we go. 1, Timothy's too one-dimensional. We only see him one way, one drive, one response the whole movie until the very last scene with the child. I think if we had some of that earlier or sprinkled throughout, that takes it over the top.
Okay. Yes.
That's what's missing.
Okay.
But I don't think they knew they needed that until Timothée was on set being recorded.
Yes. Because literally, actually, now that you say that, in that scene when
He's
he picks up the
phenomenal,
baby,
but he's one-dimensional. And I'm feeling that, and then I see him with the baby. I'm like, where was this?
I'm like, oh, he has a heart.
Where was this? I'm like,
Except-
this is our guy. This is our champion.
I almost don't believe him.
And that goes
I almost
back
don't
into
believe
what
it.
you're saying about like morality thing of like when storytellers do it well, the morality is like okayed because we see the bigger picture, the bigger vision, the bigger sacrifice. Like, oh my gosh, I can jump into one battle after another after that. Anyways,
Yes.
second Timothée part.
Yes.
And this is where it gets controversial.
Okay.
I think if we use our multiverse time travel hats,
That's okay.
I think a younger Leo is better than Timothée in that role.
Okay. And what about it? I probably agree, but what about it?
I see the same like drive and hunger in Timothée that I see in Leo, but Leo brings more well-rounded emotion. Like I think he brings depth that you don't have to read on a page. Like I think he would read something and he would just feel and flow and just burst. And I think that's what's missing.
I feel like that's a great point because when he picked up the baby at the end, I was like, he's gonna leave this baby. But he's not taking care of this baby. Nothing that you showed me.
I thought it was
the whole
another
movie.
scheme. I was like, he's gonna somehow swap the baby or take
that,
off
yes.
with it, or I was like, what's gonna happen? And then
there
he
will be
breaks
blood
down.
with the baby.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this isn't. But I think if we would have had more of that throughout, or even if we would have led like that, and then
But
he
just
would
at
have.
some point show
We just
something.
needed something different.
Yeah,
Like it was just too one-dimensional.
Okay.
And that's why Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
And I stand on that. I went back and rewatched it. It's.
So going back to my earlier point, and once again, I understand there's a lot of bias in me on this, but I feel like Michael B. Jordan does such a good job. I remember watching this movie, and I was thinking,
I've been waiting to talk about this.
If he was to do a scene that was silent and wear the same clothes on both characters, I would be able to tell you which one smoke, which one stack, because they are that different. And on top of that, I think that everything. I feel like virtually everything in Sinners is done so well that it almost does the opposite of what Marty Supreme does, in the sense that everything's so good that him performing at a 10 just looks normal because everything's a 10.
1,000,000%.
And everyone brings
with
it
Sinners,
as a 10.
You get to the end and you almost forget you're watching. You're like, wait, I need closure on all these things? I thought I was just hanging out like with my people. Like I thought this was just like it's. And Michael B. Jordan, here's the other thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't only play 2 characters, he plays 3 characters.
Yes.
Stack as a vampire is completely different than Stack as a non-vampire.
Yes.
And the way he did it, like I've seen interviews with him and Coogler, like he created backstories for these characters, like
I
that
did hear
extend beyond the movie, like a history. And then the thing that I heard, the way he did it, he did an interview. I wish I remembered who, and I wish I'm paraphrasing,
okay.
but he was saying the way he did it is he felt that the brothers like kept a tally, like kept a score. Did you see this interview?
No, please.
So this
Tell
is the
me.
way
Yes,
he defined
I
it.
need
So he
this.
said the brothers keep a tally and keep a score amongst each other. So the way it appears is like Smoke has the tally. Like he's the final word and all that, but he is like, but in actuality, Stack has the score and the tally. And that's why we see things play out the way that's why Smoke's always still taking care of him, and why, even though like it's what his word says goes, he's still trying to do it in his best interest. And
What did he say? What the tally was?
didn't
Why?
say what the
Okay.
tally, but he just said something happened where it was going back and forth.
So he's not taking care of him as the older
Stack
brother.
is
He
up.
like owes him.
Yeah, he like owes him. He's like they constantly owe each other, and they feel like
Yeah.
they owe each other, and
Yeah.
they're trying to pay this debt and this tally to each other. But I just looked at it as a storyteller of like, for you as a creator to create that dynamic, for you to create something on screen is like, it's genius.
It's gonna be so hard
It's
to not bring up
genius.
Sinners again.
It's
but
genius.
I feel it's yes, it is no. And so, but yeah. So the thing with Marty Supreme that I heard too, I actually haven't confirmed this, is that other than the female lead and Gwyneth Paltrow, and forgive me for forgetting the woman's name,
I know.
Odessa
She did
Ozzione.
fantastic.
I looked up her name. Yeah, I thought
She
she
did
was
fantastic. In all honesty, I have Marty Supreme for casting. That's who I would give casting to.
Well, no. So my understanding is that Marty Supreme was like a lot of them weren't actors, I guess.
Well, Kevin O'Leary did fantastic.
He did
Granted,
do fantastic.
he's playing like, but
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? He delivered. Like, I'm
fantastic as
surprised.
this terrible rich person.
Exactly. But regardless of whether,
Okay.
it's like he did fantastic.
I was surprised.
Like-
I genuinely was surprised.
That was a great cast.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Tyler the Creator. You're amazing. Tyler, we need more Tyler the Creator.
But this is what
Tyler
I'm
the
saying.
Creator's amazing.
All right, so this is a weird thing in Marty Supreme. I was like, what is this super progressive bar that they were playing ping pong at, the bowling alley, where
Man.
everyone was on the black dude's side? And I was like, I'm happy for that. But at the same time, how is this happening? This is the 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
And
It seems like something they expanded on after they started.
exactly. I was like, no one wanted to point out how like they probably would not all.
Yeah.
None of them gave the vibes. And here's the thing: I'm not saying that there wasn't kind, non-racist white people in the America in the 40s.
Yeah.
But in this environment, in this context,
it's-
the way they all come together
Yeah.
to kind of low key support him.
It's just out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere. It was
Well,
very
that's
much out
what-
of nowhere.
With storytelling, you have to like it has to. If it's gonna be abrupt, like
Yes.
do it in a way where it catches us all up to speed, and we're all like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
But also, is that because they had one black person on set who was Tyler the Creator, and so nobody thought to say this?
Dude, he was fantastic.
No, he was so.
Oh
But
my gosh.
but this comes back to the one-dimensionalness of the Marty Supreme, because I was like, he doesn't care about this guy at all. Like,
You know what?
and-
Everyone else is more dimensional than he is in the movie.
yes, and here's something actually.
Odessa's dimensional.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Tyler the Creator's
Oh
dimensional.
my gosh, she makeup when the makeup was there, I was like,
Gwyneth,
yo,
that's what I'm saying, man. That was a good
And
movie.
Gwyneth, yeah, her character is so
Gwyneth is
interesting with the
fantastic.
necklace going back and forth.
Fantastic.
That is
you see
actually,
her layers. You see like
I
in her
am
eyes.
so stuck on this point now about how he is one-dimensional and
He's
every other
one-dimensional.
character has layers.
Everyone else has depth.
Yeah, because even Kevin O'Leary's character, I wasn't sure.
To
he-
his
yeah.
credit, his one dimension is fantastic. Everyone sees it, and I get you fall in love with it and want
Yes.
more of it. But I just think and it's not that he's incapable of doing it. Like I don't think he
Exactly.
couldn't have
Yeah,
done it.
yeah. It's not that he
The
can't.
dude can
He
go
just
from Willy
went all
Wonka
in.
to like it's like he has range. I just think
I'm
that's what the
still-
role called for.
I'm still on the fence about him as a whole. I don't know him. Like I said, I just on what's going to be his overall reputation like in Hollywood, because I feel that I guess people have said that he's been doing all these interviews and they're like trying to figure out if he's still in character or not, because his interviews are just him talking about how talented he is I guess what's been happening.
I was gonna say he seems more Marty since Marty.
Good,
I watched him pitch like Wheaties box ideas to like production and stuff where people are like, "Oh, you're running a little far with this thing." Like I get it. Like it's his passion and his love project.
But he's like, nah, I want Marty. I want me to.
Yeah.
It's like Wheaties should support
Yeah.
the athlete of acting, which is me.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
and I think
yeah.
I'm just like, I don't. I'm like, my guy. I don't know if you're that.
I want him
if you're
to
there
think
yet.
he's bigger than this. Like I want him to think he's bigger than this. Like I want him to think this is a stepping stone.
Like I'd love for him to be another Leo, like his own version of
I think
to have that career. And
totally.
And he has the abilities from what we've seen. I do think so.
The difference is I think like at this stage Leo wasn't getting credit and I think Timothy's getting a lot of credit right now.
Yes.
This is my worry. Now granted, I'm just a random guy just worrying about people's careers. But it's
and we can cut this if this gets to anything for I don't want anybody to have a bad view of you in the movie industry.
No.
But one thing a comment I read online that resonated underneath Timothée Chalamet is that like I guess he also is not just uplifting himself with how talented he is, but he's not necessarily uplifting others in the sense that you know, he's talking about, hey, I'm the hardest working person. But you have, you know, someone like The Rock who's always talking about, hey, I'm the hardest working person. But every conversation he's like, but all of these people come together to allow me to do what I do.
I can talk a lot about The Rock.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of him. I worked with him and his team on Red One.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So you
talk about a family atmosphere and a community that comes on and off set and everyone takes care of each other and looks after each other. And like you're saying, it's like credit's not like isolated. It's very spread and dissipated. I think very highly of The Rock.
I'm glad to
very
hear
highly,
that.
yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying is that like to constantly be giving that credit to others, just like, no, I'm great. I'm working really hard because I have a team that allows me to do this. Like I can work 8 hours at this craft because someone else is helping to clean my house and someone else is helping to do our makeup and someone else is helping to drive me here.
Well, I think, and even more into the craft of it, like even on camera, like in his role.
Okay.
If you put him in Wolf of Wall Street,
yes,
Jonah Hill's fantastic. But is Jonah Hill just as fantastic with Timothy as he is with Leo? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I
like
agree.
Some people can pull out.
Yeah, wow, they pull out.
Like,
oh, you're right.
Timothy's great at standing. Like, but some people can. Like, I wholeheartedly believe Leo could step on a set and pull an extra into a scene that wasn't written, and it would look beautifully.
Well, he's not gonna get better if he thinks that he's the best already.
Agreed.
I think that's the issue.
Agreed. So and that's why I talked about credit. Is like, I don't know. You all win. You win at certain times for certain reasons. I think he would be better if he didn't win right now, because I think it'd make him hungrier.
Yes, I agree.
I think Michael Jordan's been starving and doesn't need the credit and deserves it.
So Marty Supreme, I think that was
great.
Yeah, it is great. All of that. My understanding too is that I'm the chaoticness of it, the chaotic energy, which is very similar to Uncut Gems. I guess it's one of the brothers from Uncut Gems.
That was the comparison that I had going into it. My sister's fiance told me like he compared it to Uncut Gems as far as pace. Yeah. I still kind of see Wolf of Wall Street. That's kind of the vibe and pace. It's not as fun.
No, yes.
It's not as exciting. But
I kept
that's
thinking
the
of Wolf
pace
of Wall
of
Street
it. That's
also.
the pulse of it. Like that's it.
And so, but that was my thing too. Is that Wolf of Wall Street once again? Like even like there is a consequence to his action. First off, as a character,
he's more rounded. Like he's not just pushing. You see him get different perspectives and different ideas and flow and move. Like it's more well-rounded.
Yeah, it just is like I am there. Yeah, I think that Marty Supreme. I think that there are parts of Wolf of Wall Street where like you're like, oh, where I catch myself, I'm like, oh, I'm on his side, but I shouldn't be because he's doing bad things.
That's great storytelling.
I'm on his side, but I shouldn't be.
Exactly.
And I know that, and I never lose sight of that, at least for me. Mm-hmm. But I can pull the qualities that I'm like, okay, this is good quality. Marty Supreme, for me, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's the worst.
I
never stopped feeling that way. I never stopped feeling, I never feel bad for him.
He had more depth from
Not
Odessa.
enough bad things happen to
Odessa
him.
with the makeup and making him storm in there with the trophy. That's what I'm saying is like.
That was crazy to do, but I was like, he deserves that. I'm like, he deserves that.
But then again,
she's perfect for him in that sense.
That's the morality. I were like, but I could root for that. I can understand, like, you know what I'm saying. So that's what. But if we're gonna compare Timothy and Leo,
yes,
one battle after another.
There we go. Perfect transition.
One battle after another.
Tell me your thoughts on one battle after another.
In all honesty, I went into it not understanding it.
Same.
Because I think it was getting so much buzz and so much great feedback and being on the production side. I actually had friends working on the movie. Mm-hmm. So I was getting like, not details or spoilers or anything about that, but just like vibes from on set and from production design and stuff like that. So I was like, let me go into this as blind as possible. Sometimes like you know enough about a movie it's going to be great. You're like, I don't need to see anything else. Like The Odyssey coming out this year. I don't need to see a trailer. I don't need to see a trailer. I don't need to read anything. But anyways, so went into it not understanding it. It just was really well done. Like in all honesty, like it was a cool story that I feel like isn't similar to other stories like we're getting right now. Like it was different and independent on its own.
Oh, I agree with that.
The cast was fantastic. Like they all delivered. Like Leo was amazing. He was fantastic. Sean Penn was great. Like he was a little unrecognizable in the very, very beginning, like when he first got on camera. And yeah, I don't know. It just flowed well. It was enjoyable. Like it all made sense to me. I enjoyed it. Yeah. It was good.
No, so funny enough, when I saw the trailer to One Battle After Another, I genuinely was like, I think this is not going to be good. I think it's going to be super boring. I don't know why. I just watched the trailer and I love Leo. I love Leo, Benicio, like Sean Penn.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I truly was like, this looks like it's going to be boring. It's not going to be good. Only to watch it and really, I think I just didn't know what it was about. And I feel like even to this moment, I don't know how to explain that movie without like giving it away.
You don't.
Like other than just explaining the full plot of the movie. I'm like, a guy trying to get his daughter isn't even know what it's about. Exactly. So
someone asked me, I was like, it's kind of about a revolution. I was like, I was like, I don't know what to tell you. You got to
like,
check it out.
Post-revolution, because the revolution, they tried it and they failed.
Fantastic.
Yes.
But still active and underground. I am ashamed. I did not talk about Benicio until now. He might be my favorite part of that movie.
No, I mean, we just started talking about One Battle, so that's okay.
Great. You talk about like, he delivered everything we needed in every scene with such minimalism. It was so tasteful. It was so good.
I'm like,
he's fantastic.
He is a role model for me of like calm in the chaos.
Totally.
That scene, was my favorite scene, I think, of the movie, or one of them for sure, when he's walking through giving orders to 30 people about like, hey, do this, and it's in the middle of like a raid from the law enforcement or whatever, and all these things going on. He's like, yeah, just do this, and walking smoothly, calm.
Or even anything.
Brilliant.
When the kids call him and tell him like he fell off the building into a tree, he's like, okay, he fell into a tree. Like, also,
and then grab him.
His DUI arrest, him walking backwards dancing is like
what a real one.
He's
first
fantastic.
off, what a ride or die.
Fantastic. I don't know if I've ever seen him in anything and didn't love him. Like,
well, so that's what's crazy is I feel like in this film, Leo, not just one of the best actors ever, but like one of my personal favorites.
Leo was great.
He's great, but I felt like his role was almost muted. Not his performance, but just his role was like muted by the fact that everyone around him, and once again, maybe it is a result of him being there as well, or the director, just being the least interesting part. I felt like Leo's character, I'm like, he's the least, like he's solid, but I was like, Benicio killing it, Sean Penn phenomenal, Tiana Taylor, the young girl was acting awesome. The story, the pacing, everything
awesome.
About
Regina
it.
Hall was awesome.
Regina
Hall was awesome.
So that's what I'm saying, is that like I was like did he even need to be here? like could they have just had
it looks like they got him last, or I have no idea. Yeah, exactly. But it looks like they got him last, or like it was like a big like, wait, Leo, like, because it looks like he's bigger than the role. Like he's limited by the role.
That is what I'm saying.
But even with that being said,
yes,
he's magnificent. He's magnificent.
Yeah, and it was different.
It's passionate.
Other roles.
Whether it's like the young love with Tiana Taylor passion, whether it's like the father take care of my daughter passion, or the get her back passion, like he's passionate.
And okay, one thing I will say that I actually liked the movie more after, and maybe this was your takeaway right away. It was not mine. At the end, when his daughter, first off, I love the scene, the scene with the car driving up and down after the shooting. This is I was gonna jump back to what I was gonna say, but that the way that your heart's pounding, like shout out to Paul Thomas Anderson, and just I was just like, and the choice I love And I always think about Get Out when I'm like, you can make an implication of something, but then not do that. That way everyone still goes through that emotion.
Totally.
And I feel like the way Get Out did that with when you thought it was the police.
At that. To me, Jordan Peele is the best at getting you to feel things.
No.
Whatever he wants you to feel. But yeah, get back to One Battle.
Well, and yeah, I need to keep on One Battle. But now that I just said the Get Out, I think at the end of Get Out, when he's on top of his ex-girlfriend and she's dying, and then the police show up, and we think it's the police.
It's perfect.
And they had
perfect example.
Well, they had the alternate ending where it was the police and they arrest him and he's in jail. And I actually talked to some white people which saw that film. They're like, oh, and even like I remember I read comments and I've heard this said more than once, so I know this is a thought. They're like, oh, I think maybe they should have kept that because then it brought in how unfair and how unjust it was. And I was like, this is that reminder. I'm like, oh, like that film. Yeah. Even though white people should watch it, and this always blows my mind. We don't need
a reminder of injustice.
Exactly. We already know. I was like, no.
Yeah.
We already lived that experience when the lights came on. When the first light came on, we're like heartbroken. We're like,
and that's what I was going to say with the implication. The implication alone, we felt it. We lived that whole timeline. We don't need to go through it again visually.
Yeah, we already felt it. Yes,
and so perfect metaphor for it.
So that's my favorite moment of it. But I think Paul Thomas Anderson did it again with. I was like, please don't shoot him. I was like, please don't shoot your dad.
I was okay either way. Sure. I didn't want it, but I was like, if this is where we're going, I would have
understood. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. By making this choice, we got both. So at the end of the film, when the daughter reads the letter of the mom, I actually was thrown off. I was like, okay. They gave the mom no redeeming qualities. So for her to be emotional at this letter, it felt very much to me like unearned. Like I was like, why do we care about them? Like I'm not saying obviously she did a good job in that role. Tiana Taylor did so good, but I just like she doesn't care. And the way that someone else explained it to me, and I like this interpretation, was the emotions weren't for the mom; they were for still Leo. They were for her appreciating the dad that he's been, despite the mom's absence and all she's done. And I was like, that I can get with.
And that's why the very last line is like, give your dad a hug for me, like a kiss for me.
See? Like, that's what I missed. Yep.
That's beautifully. But I was going to say, and that's exactly what I was leading up to, is Tiana was fantastic in the movie. Yeah. She instantly won us over in the beginning. We're like, she's amazing. Like, she's the hero of the movie. And then she instantly won us over. We're like, how could you? And then at the end, there's enough of that where you're like, oh, she did come around. Like, kind of like, she did great, man.
And also,
she did great.
It just was the fact that, like, it's not even just that she, turned in her friends, it's that she left the family. I think that was a double edge. That was where I was like, oh, she's
for sure. Never tried to reach out. But again, I'm just going to go back to it. Her like sentiment and emotion to Leo is only good because of how good Leo is.
My sister said, Scotty said that, and she's like, I'm sure people have talked about this, but I hadn't heard it, and she said she hasn't seen it somewhere, is that a lot of the times with black actors, they're almost looked at as more one-dimensional by non-black people. They look at, any black like actor that's not Denzel or Will Smith, I guess. They're like, oh, well, Michael B. Jordan, like, he's just a black man dealing with racism. He's not pulling from anything. Right. He's just being himself. And it's like, no, like, that's a lot deeper of a character. But then it's like, they watch Timothée Chalamet, they're like, oh, he's not a ping pong player, and he's not from the 40s. So, like, he's really having to pull from someplace.
Totally.
And it's just like, I mean, that might be more him pulling from nowhere than anything. Like, that might be the role he's pulling from the least. I hope it's not, because Marty's terrible, as we said. But I think that is a unfair way that people are looked at.
Valid point.
And it probably speaks to, man, once again, to the snubs that Delroy Lindo was getting, but we'll get there. Just to finish out one battle. One battle.
We can lead with Delroy, but we'll finish.
Finish out one battle.
Oh my gosh.
Sean Penn. Thinking about those sort of villain roles that are sent out for awards makes me think of Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men.
Fantastic.
And then also, not as a villain, he's in F1, another Best Picture nominee.
That was a great one.
I was a big fan of F1.
I love F1.
it shouldn't be a Best Picture nominee.
No.
It's kind of
No.
in that category of like cinematic achievement. I
For
love
sure.
the film. It made me an F1
it's a
fan.
perfect movie.
Yes, exactly.
I would watch it on a road trip.
Yes.
I'd watch it on a plane. I'd watch it just at the end of the night. Like it's perfect. It's never gonna disrupt your atmosphere.
And Hans Zimmer is Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
Like is Hans Zimmer. I think that score combined with the story, like I teared up. I think that I was always gonna love it. I wouldn't have teared up in that final race if not for that score.
Well,
the
Brad
score
Pitt was
makes
great
me
too,
tear up with it. No,
Yeah, Hans doesn't miss. The score was I was struggling to pick the score between that and Sinners.
Yeah.
But it's so fantastic. Damson Idris is really cool.
Yes,
He's really cool. He's great. I'm not saying it like he's not great.
Yeah.
But that's the first time I saw him like, oh, he's really cool.
Well,
not
they just
that he's not
confirmed a
cool
sequel
before.
too.
Did they really?
Jerry Bruckheimer at least.
I knew they were on
announced
the
a
fence
sequel.
about it. Brad Pitt was amazing.
I mean, it was very
It's
much
a
like
perfect time in his life for that role.
Yeah, the way I described it, because I mean it's the same director, Joseph Kosinski. I was like, oh, it's like Maverick, but like with F1, like which
Perfect way to describe it. Perfect way to describe it.
in the best way possible.
In the best way
only
possible.
a compliment.
It'll be around forever. I'll watch it 5-10 years from now.
Loved it. That was one I did watch.
I've watched it multiple times.
I'm a big I love the as we know, we both love the movies. I love I'm more of an IMAX person overall.
Perfect IMAX movie.
Love Dolby. I don't like the moving seats unless it's something that's very
Unless it's
vehicle
F1.
heavy.
Yeah.
This was like if I'm on a boat, a plane, a car most of the time, then I'm like, let's try and do the moving seats. And I did the D-box seats.
That's a perfect
It
one
was
for it.
incredible.
The sound is great.
And the movie actually made me an F1
The
fan.
storyline was great. It was at perfect timing. You had all the F1 races going on in Vegas. Like it literally, that movie was good for all of us. It was just good timing, good movie.
I don't know if we talked about it, but I guess the way that they shot that movie was by following the F1 tour. They just literally were like, hey, can we just grab some shots? Like when they had all the racers out, they're like, can we have Brad Pitt and Damson hop out there and we'll catch some shots next to them? So this is the first time we get that in-person view. They've never put these cameras on the cars before, the IMAX cameras.
It's the coolest race car movie like we've seen. Like it's cool, man.
Well, and they were talking about the insurance company because Damson and Brad Pitt learned how to drive the cars. Actually,
I saw Brad Pitt's driving footage a little bit.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing some too.
Yeah.
And they said the insurance company was like, okay, we can't. I'm sure you know on some of these details on the finance side. They were like, can we not have Brad Pitt drive these cars? Like this insurance is insane. And they're like, no, he's driving. Like, okay, can we at least keep him under 150 miles an hour?
Or off the track. All that stuff goes into it.
Well, no, and they were literally they're like, actually, the design of these cars and the track, it's actually safer if he goes faster than 150 on this track than if he doesn't.
That would have been cool to be in those offices.
Like what?
That would have been cool to be in those offices.
Yeah,
because that definitely took some conversations for sure.
But
cool.
that is these things are rocket ships. And I can't. So I genuinely have started watching the Drive to Survive show on Netflix. I've
heard that's fantastic.
Yeah. So overall, big popcorn flick, very fun. F1. Yeah. So F1, overall big, perfect, fun movie, hits all of the different feels. But then we also have as far as movies that both of us got to watch, is Frankenstein. I know you got me really excited.
I recommended this one. Yeah.
The way you were talking about it, I was like, of course, I'm going to be excited to watch it. And then minutes in, I was like,
minutes
it.
in. That's what I was hoping.
I already know.
That's what I was hoping. If you watch it right, minutes in, it's different. And that's the beauty of it is you see minutes in is they tell this story different than we've ever had a Frankenstein and monster story told.
Yes.
And it was, Oscar Isaac was cool, man.
I love Oscar Isaac.
He's so cool.
Bring back Moon Knight.
Jacob, we had perfect amount of him. Bring back Moon Knight for sure. Please. Bring back Moon Knight. We Oscar literally Isaac, should make shirts or call new rock stars.
Yes, exactly. New rock stars.
Because it's like, that was
Moon Knight. But no, Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi.
When I
found out he was nominated for Frankenstein, I was like, really? So then I was watching, I was like, all right, I get it. I get it.
I was skeptical,
it's a solid
and
nomination.
even watching it, I was like, I don't know, but it wins you over. It is a triumphant movie. It wins you over. It is perfect. The set design was cool, man.
Yes,
his lab looked cool. It looked so cool.
And they made it like grand.
Oh my gosh, and practical.
But practical. Exactly. It didn't feel as sci-fi as like you might
Not
think.
as sci-fi, but more scientific than like dungeon. I feel like we normally get like chains and stuff like that. This was science. This was a scientist. It was great. I love Frankenstein. It was done really, really well.
And there was like multiple lines. I wrote down this one line that I thought was just
it did. Good. It did. I can't think of any.
I know. Like I assume this line is from the book, and it wasn't. It's from the movie. So did you ever ask yourself, of all the parts that make that man, which one holds his soul?
Yes.
I was like, that felt like a mic drop, like a walk off moment. Like I was like, oh, this is so deep. It had to come from the book, and it doesn't. So all the more props
crazy.
To them.
I didn't know that.
That's why. At least I did a quick Google search. The internet will obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but that line got me.
I wonder if that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like it's a 2.5 hour plus movie, and I was like.
It didn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it. I was like, I could have taken a little more. I would take one more chapter. I don't know what it's about.
I don't know how they would ever do it, but I'd take a prequel or a sequel.
And props to them. Maybe they also knew that they couldn't fill it. So if you know, less is more for sure. I agree. Usually that is a problem. Is people, if you have a long movie, they keep in too much. But this was one where I was like, keep all of it.
I wouldn't. If you asked me like, hey, we got to trim 5 minutes. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't.
And the Elizabeth character, just the way she was humanizing him and like connecting, like all of it.
She brought more to Jacob and Oscar's characters. She elevated them both.
Okay, so now there's some movies that only one of us got to watch.
Oh yeah.
I
took Hamnet.
I took Hamnet. So please tell me the thoughts on Hamnet, the feelings.
This is a beautiful movie. It is devastating. I cried. It was devastating. And you know what's going to happen.
I know.
It is beautiful. I would probably pick her to win actress.
Okay. Wow.
Probably would. I haven't seen because we divided, but she makes you feel things, man.
Okay.
Like and it could be because like I'm a parent and it's like a parent sort of story dynamic, but she killed it, man. I don't know if she's a parent in real life, but she has me sold.
Okay. How's the Shakespeare, Paul Mescal?
Oh, I've been waiting to talk about him because I didn't want to sign to Gladiator. He's fantastic. I don't know why we're not talking about him in this.
Okay.
I don't know if he's like just created for these period pieces. Mm-hmm. He's fantastic.
Well, no, because I'm excited to see it because I knew I liked him. And I didn't even dislike him in Gladiator 2. But here's my issue with Gladiator 2.
Oh, no. Because I'm a huge fan.
No. I thoroughly enjoyed Gladiator 2. Uh-huh. But my issue with it was basically, or actually, I guess maybe it's issues, plural. A lot of it could have been solved by not making Paul Mescal's character be Russell Crowe's son in the movie. Like, the movies could play out exactly the same way.
It definitely
if they weren't force feeding every so often, like, him, son of Maximus, like they keep forcing. It felt so forced in this line, like he's the son of Maximus. Like they would say it almost unnaturally at times. Yeah, and I was bothered by it every time.
It was a little forced.
It's forced, but my bigger issue is that it's unnecessary. The story doesn't change at all. He's still the son of the old queen empress woman, so like he already has his path to power, like to his stake in being a leader. Like he can be his own character and to live up to Maximus. Yeah, Russell Crowe's best role probably.
Yep. Has to be.
They want him to live up to that, and he's not that energy. He's not that sort of energy. So I just was like, they shouldn't have made him his son, because now I'm comparing him, and there's no comparison. And it just felt so forced. And not only that, where Maximus is Mr. Strength and Honor, and they even say Strength and Honor, and he's also, they're like, wait, that kid is the same age as his son. Okay, got it. So that whole conversation in the first movie, like, it was never meant to be. I think that was my issue. Is like, since it was never intended to be that way from the first story, it just was like, you guys are retconning this in a bad way that now is ruining a little bit of the legacy of of Maximus.
Totally.
Because his whole relationship was how much he wanted to get home to his wife and kid.
Totally.
So like, but now you're like, oh no, he didn't need to because he was making a kid with the Empress.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I think you're right. It seems like a retcon.
It for no reason. Like
It seems like a
it doesn't,
retcon.
and it's unnecessary. It doesn't change
It's
anything.
unnecessary.
Love Denzel. No notes.
To me, well, oh my God. Well, this is, I'm going to get into it.
Yes.
To me, I think they did all of that and leaned into all of that to try and hide the dynamic of Denzel's character as much as they could for as long as possible. I feel like they wanted it to sort of play out like a plot twist, even though it was sort of like
they
you
do
know
great
what
with
I'm
that.
saying? But
Were you talking about him like ending up kind of being the villain, but they don't really let you know that?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm thinking that's what they're doing. Is try and use this as like smoke screen, look over here so you don't see this. But Denzel was so amazing. I would have rather you just leaned into that.
Yes.
The whole movie.
Exactly.
I have never seen him have more fun on camera. And I could be wrong.
Yes,
I
right?
don't know him. The way he held his clothes and threw stuff over, I was like, he is having more fun than he has ever had working in this industry.
Yes.
And I can't not talk about it.
Yeah.
There's a villain. He's going to be a villain called like a Kibe or something like that. You'll have to fact check me because I'm not the biggest
I'm
nerd,
already
but I am a
sat.
nerd,
I'm
aspiring
already
bigger nerd.
Me too.
Anyways, it's just like a tribal garbed villain
Oh
that's
my
like the Joker.
gosh.
But I saw him in Gladiator. I'm like, this is why they're doing that.
I
role.
cannot wait.
This is what he's gonna do, and Coogler's writing it
That's
specifically for
so
him.
exciting.
I don't know how the two of them don't do something mind melting. I don't know how they don't.
Oh my God.
Because he had genuine
Is he
fun.
nominated?
That was
That's what I need. That's what I'm manifesting.
that's
Is
all
it
I
being
want.
a villain that gets nominated? Like,
that would be cool.
I could see that.
I could.
I mean, especially because like of that role in Gladiator, he, like you said, he was having fun, and I love probably one of my favorite scenes from that movie was when after he kills the one emperor and just has the other of the two boys, and he's like, hey, so you're gonna basically you're the emperor. And then your monkey is your second in command, and I'm your third in command, right? Cool. Okay, thank you. We'll now go to your room for a little bit. And then he's like, boom.
Yep.
Yeah, and everyone's just
Dude,
like,
the
attention.
turn.
Everyone's just like, yep.
He turned it all the
He's
way
in
around
charge.
the room. Yeah.
He is in charge of the room, and in charge of the country. And that storyline, yeah. And so that I loved. And then the other one that I watched was Bugonia.
That's the other one I'm missing. How was Emma, dude?
Emma's fantastic. Emma's
She always delivers.
She really does. I think that's the thing is she is such a standout actress. I feel like we kind of, I don't want to say we forgot about her because she had Poor Things. It was like last year or the year before where she may have, I know she was nominated. I don't know if she won or not, but for sure she is someone that elevates the movies that she's in.
She's good, dude.
Like a movie that is really good, and creative, and like especially in that indie sort of vibe of like Poor Things or this one Bugonia, and she absolutely like brings it, and it's and there's only 3 characters.
That's what I was gonna say. Is she's the whole movie? Like
it's
her
and
right?
her and Jesse Plemons.
Oh, okay.
This guy.
Oh, he's cool.
Exactly. He's like
I did see that. Now that you say I did see that.
I know you did.
I knew like I know he's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But when I see him with her, I'm like, he has to be a limited role. It has to be like wholly.
No. It is 50, 40, 10. There's one more character that is his cousin.
That's awesome.
And it's such a good storytelling for. I almost want to say indoctrination because he's basically he has Jesse Plemons is playing a guy. I was going to say he's not he's like a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
Who has come to but in the beginning he almost distanced himself from conspiracy theorists by saying like he's like no, like conspiracy theorists are crazy. And as many conspiracy theorists I'm sure do, they're like, no, conspiracy theorists are crazy. But me, I'm not one of them. I'm a researcher who knows the truth that they are hiding from you.
You're selling me on another
But
one,
he kind of sells it by like talking about how he's like, oh, I went super alt right. I went super alt left. I was a Marxist. I was all these things. I tried them all, and that's not me, but like this really made sense to me, and he's very almost religious about it. Like he's almost a cult leader, but it's cult of one. But cult of one.
Okay.
He indoctrinates his cousin, and they do such a good job once again, which I think is a testament to a really great film, is being able to tell a lot of story very quickly. Totally. And they do that so well in the opening of this movie. The first 10 minutes does a lot of good storytelling. I love when that's done and it's not like recaps. It's not like exposition. Right. It is through scenes. And that awesome. Is something I think they do really well. That's why I'm like, this is like one of those, I feel bad. I don't want to call every independent film to be A24 or like Neon.
Yep.
So I feel bad if it's not one of those two, but I think I'm like, most of them are one of those two. So, but I think Marty's A24. This might Marty's be Neon A24. Or whatever.
It looks
Forgive
like
me.
It
might be. Yeah, exactly. But there's definitely that style of film, and it is that style. And where it's like a premium indie. I don't know what to call it, but
premium indie is perfect for. Yeah, that's what I would call it.
But yeah, it is. Man, you're like.
Would you say Emma should win off of it?
I would understand. I haven't, like I said, Hamnet.
I would say
from what I've heard,
I would say the same for Jessie.
They lean towards her. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I've only seen one. I'd give it to her, but if I heard Emma got it for Bugonia, I'd be like, okay.
Emma has this early dialogue scene because she gets kidnapped because they believe that she's an alien, and so Jesse, his character and his cousin, they kidnap her.
Okay.
And her first dialogue with them after because they kidnap her, they inject her to knock her out, and then she wakes up because she's like this powerful executive, like CEO of some big company, and it's so sharp. The scene is so delivered in such a powerful way. Like I'm like, oh,
it's just her monologue.
Yes, but it's not even that long. She's just like, hey, so here's what's gonna happen: is ever since you kidnapped me, in about 48 hours, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. But it was a series of. It wasn't just the dialogue that was written. It really is how Emma Stone delivers it. Yeah. Like she does, and I'm like. She convinced me. I'm giving up.
Just calm, cool, and confident.
Yes, yeah. and it's not like an egocentric way.
Just like a matter of fact.
It's a matter of fact that is believable and cool and sharp. Cool. I'm like, I just was like, of course she's a CEO of this conglomerate.
She's run the numbers.
Yeah. She's done the math. Yeah. Sharp and like I said, they really do a great job of quick storytelling that's not exposition. It is show, don't tell. They're showing all these opening scenes to build this world. And so very high praise to them. I would have understood if Jesse Plemons was nominated for like a supporting. Like a support.
Well,
I don't know if he is.
I
don't think he is.
Your take on him is what's selling me on the movie. I'm like, why didn't I hear about him more? Like
that's how I felt watching. I was like, he's doing a great job. Like not winning over the field that we have.
Right.
But
totally.
Recognition. I was like, he kills it in this. And
he goes all out, man.
He does.
Anything he does, he puts his all into.
I'd love to know. I've never watched like an interview of his, and I should, because I want to see more of him as a person, because I think that he fits this, archetype of like maybe an awkward or weird. I think about him in Game Night.
I love him in Game Night. I love him in Game Night.
That feels like him, like this kind of othered person. He's, a ginger that is
somewhat different frequency.
But still, and he plays that role so well. But they're all different. The characters are all so different.
But they all look like him. When you're watching him, you're like, oh, this is clearly who he is.
Breaking Bad is where I first saw him.
Breaking Bad.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, when did I first see him?
Because in Breaking Bad, we also get to see his development. Mm-hmm. Like he's not just one way throughout it. Like he literally, he's cool, man. He's cool.
And so I'm happy for him to do his thing. And so. But yeah, Emma Stone. She just like I said, I of everyone nominated so far, minus the I don't know if there's any Best Actress nominations for Train Dreams or Secret Agent. I haven't heard of any.
I don't think so.
But I'd
had
say,
them
yeah,
written down.
it's probably between,
I think it's those two.
yeah, those
Which
two.
is why I was like, all right, which one?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like-
So,
I was
all right,
like, I was like,
I'll
we
try to
gotta
watch
do-
Hamnet.
We gotta do.
But yeah, so highly recommend Bugonia.
I'll probably
Enjoyable
check
watch.
that I'll honestly probably check Bugonia out maybe tonight.
I would say yes. I would say once again, it's like, yeah, I'd say I was trying to decide if the ending, if I felt like they definitely land an ending well.
Is the ending?
It might be rushed. It might be a little rushed.
Is
I
the
think
ending
so.
about the discovery if she's an alien or not? Is that
Not
the whole storyline of the
really.
movie? Okay,
No,
cool.
it is much more having to do with the actual like the everything going on outside.
That's fantastic.
Because they're like all of it's pretty much shot in the basement. But there is some stuff like he has a history with this cop that lives in town. There are other things going on, and I feel like they kind of, when they come outside of the basement, it kind of rushes the ending.
Yeah.
I feel just a tad, just
I'll be
barely.
giving you a call or text.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
That's
like, there's no way I finish this and
just
don't
a
have something to say.
No, for sure. And I want to see. But like nothing, that's a, like I said, almost a far reaching critique.
Totally.
It's very well done. And then I think that just leaves the Sinners. Sinners is a masterpiece.
It's the best picture of the year.
Sinners is truly a film where I cannot think of anything that was not excellent. Every actor,
Sinners,
every song, set design. Like when it had the most nominations ever of any film, I was like, of course. Why would it not? Why? Like I was like, the only thing that film does that is my concern or my critique is that it was too good, so it makes Michael B. Jordan, it is risking Michael B. Jordan's Oscar because everything's so great that they're like, oh, he's great, but I feel like they're gonna have the opposite. My fear is that Michael B. Jordan is going to be victim to the opposite of whatever's happening to Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme. Like because the movie and surrounding cast is not as good as Timothée Chalamet, he is his 10 acting, or well, I guess now we'll call it 8 because he is one-dimensional in this film, not as an actor, but hot
in
take
this role,
that I'm sticking with.
In this role.
It stands out so much higher because nothing else really besides, I think, his co-star is on that level. Whereas everything's a 10 in Sinners. So thus, fantastic. Michael B. Jordan being a 10 isn't standing out. And I'm worried secretly that's going to hurt him. And
I don't want it to, dude.
I don't want it to. No, I don't want it to.
He has
give him the award.
He has earned an award with this role, with this performance. The other thing is, Sinners is one of the first movies of recently that I could think of that as I'm watching it, I'm like, this is like a cultural staple. Like as I'm watching the scenes, I'm like, oh, this is our Scarface. This is our this.
I'm gonna
give
it
that.
time. Yes.
All these scenes, I'm like, when he has the Tommy gun at the end, I'm like, we'll talk about this. This scene will make you feel ways anytime you watch it, like years down the road. Getting into what you're talking about with the him and Timothy dynamic, I'm gonna go back to like Scotty's point too, as far as like greatness, making it look normal and easy and casual. It's like he played 3 roles, but 2 roles so great, like you forget he's playing 2 roles. Like he's so great beside himself, it almost makes his greatness look not great. Like
I can't get over just how different they are, and just how, once again, the testament to the cinematographer and to Ryan Coogler for putting in the work to make them appear as different as they are on screen, to do these shots that are like, I genuinely think about that opening, the passing of the cigarette when we first see the twins.
Oh my gosh, they open
and
up
how good that scene is, and how they said that that was the most technical shot I think of the whole film, and they had to keep shooting over and over again on these in a special way because they wanted to establish that like, oh, there's two of them on screen.
Yeah,
Like,
they set a goal and they knocked it out of the park. Like, this is most of the time when one person plays two people, there's like a clear like dividing line or offset.
Yeah, they do. No,
they said we are gonna blur this and push this as much as we can, and delivered, man.
You will not think that there are not two people from the beginning.
Fantastic.
And also, I loved what you said earlier about the tying a bow at the end of certain stories. And at the end of this film, I remember I thought it was the first time I was watching. I was like, this is so good, but I'm so sad. When it was ending, when it was ending, I was like, I'm so sad. Like, I'm heartbroken. Because we have the guy singing in the bar, and I was like, okay, this is great, but like my soul, like I feel sad. And then, but wait, there's more. And I didn't realize how much I needed that extra tag to feel not as sad. It's not even that the story doesn't necessarily change that much. Obviously, besides the Stack and Mary still being alive and together, like that is significant. But all of the bad stuff still happens. But they gave that moment of, I think forever now, I've seen the line, tweeted about just like the last time I saw the sun, and I just was like,
last time I saw my brother.
I was just like, no doubt about it. I was like,
man, we was free. But you know why it's so great is because it did nothing to the story, but it did everything for the characters. That last scene gives vampire Stack depth and development, shows insight. It gives Smoke development because it shows the conversation he had with Stack that was off camera. It gives Sammy development.
Yeah.
He's still an artist, but he's ready to go.
He's ready
doesn't want to live forever.
Like, I'm good.
Even Steinfeld, like her walking out, like, see a little Sammy. Like, it's like everything in that scene like expands on all their characters. It wasn't just filler. It wasn't just sprinkles. Like, it was more depth. And no one in this business can tie culture into story and into scenery and set like Coogler, man. Coogler is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. This is why all these stories are real and relatable and believable, because he pulls from like all of our histories and puts it on camera. Like, these are all stories like we can hear like in our families, like at reunions and barbecues. Like, not specifically, but we all like, he is the GOAT.
And I feel like there's so many, the movie I think has been dissected hundreds of times, as it should, because it has so much depth and
for sure
little moments and references and all these different cultural ties, like you said. But then also I think about the actual conversation that, some people are like, oh, well, one of the big statements I think around it is how they're like, oh, well, like they kill all the white people. I was like, no, they kill all the racists, the racist white people, the Klan members.
Exactly.
I was like, we're not excited that they're shooting white people. He's shooting the Klan members who came to kill them.
Totally.
Like, let's not confuse that. And I feel like that almost, it stops people in their tracks in a way to be like, oh yeah, like, wait, it's not like, it's like, if you're run that back for yourself to figure out like, oh yeah, like, if you're seeing yourself in those people being killed, we need to look at some other things.
But there's more to that people overlook. Like, even when they're just in town, like at the stores, like there's a white population, they're talking like, I can't believe they're here shooting each other. Like, we used to have our own towns. It's like, there's still more there. Like, if that's all you're seeing, like you're saying, it's saying a lot, but it's universal culture.
And the storytelling, once again, going to Coogler and, the editing team, I guess, and everybody, I wouldn't be able to know who made this exact choice, but once the film came out, they had the deleted scenes, and I remember one of the deleted scenes was literally just extended versions of them setting up the party that were scenes that I was glad that they deleted them, because they put them exactly where they needed to. When he's doing that reflection, like you said, when he's holding the baby, before he's holding the baby, when he's reflecting on like
they're frying
the
fish
loss, he's reflecting on the loss
sign,
of, and he's it just, Yeah, exactly. Friday Night Fish are putting together the event.
It's done so well, and they still put it in the deleted scenes for us. Like that's where we.
Yeah,
wanna
yeah,
see
exactly.
It.
They showed a little extra, but like they put it. He's like, we just actually can use it here.
Yeah,
and tell the same.
It has the
story,
same
and it was more
weight.
powerful.
It was more powerful.
It was more powerful.
That flashback held more weight. It was the perfect amount of emotion. It's funny because you've been saying like it's a full course meal, like it's a full meal. You know, I forgot the code name, but the code name when they were filming, I think it was like grilled cheese or something like that. But Coogler, you can see in an interview, he's like, well, I named it that because this film's a full meal. Like it's a full course meal for you. Like I'll find the interview and I'll send it to you.
Please
But it's literally, that's what he wanted you to get from it. But everyone's culture, like, it's beautiful. The dance floor scene where it has all the different generations of all the different cultures all in existence. Like, it's so, and it's like every scene is important. Like, if you blink, you'll miss it.
I remember I had one reservation of thought where I was like, you know, Sam's last conversation with Smoke is Smoke telling him to get rid of the guitar, and he doesn't. And obviously, I am glad they didn't because, like, that was core to him. But, like, then, you know, watching again, amongst the multiple times I watched, I was like, oh, you know what's crazy is how, you know, Smoke's not his only relative. Stack is encouraging him with the music. Literally. And then also he has this hero in Delroy Lindo in Slim.
Delta Slim?
Yes. Yep. In Delta Slim, who's... you know, a name that he knew, someone he looked up to, who says, remember what I told you, Sammy, like before he sacrificed himself. So I'm like, you know what? He had multiple people's input coming in. And then, of course, his own decision making. So it's not so much him, you know, ignoring the dying wish of one cousin. It's so much taking in all of these different opinions and then coming to like what he felt called to do. And I was like,
totally.
It's so powerful.
It's powerful and it's beautiful, and that's what like the movie is. It's like Sammy learning who he is and who he wants to be and standing on it. I love that movie. At the ending, when Remy, the main vampire, starts doing the prayer with Sammy.
Oh my goodness.
So it just continues to unpack and unfold. And what I see in Sammy in that is like, he sees parallels with his father in the church directly with Remy and the vampires. Absolutely. And that goes back to the beginning of the movie before we even meet him, where like his dad welcomes him and then it flashes to Remy there welcoming him and stuff like that. So it's like, we've been telling this story all along. Like, it is just so beautiful. So yeah, it's like you're saying, it's like he has people telling him either way, like in both sides, but it's like, it's him not like listening to one person or conforming to one idea. It's like,
I mean, obviously it wouldn't have made sense story-wise, but I remember what someone pointed out to me when I was watching it that was like, oh, that they thought Sam was a vampire because he doesn't go into the church until his dad invites him in. He stands when he opens the door, he stands at the doorway.
Cool. I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch it either. And it wouldn't have made sense, obviously, because it was daytime and all that. But I was like, oh, whoa, like just even that populating in your head.
That's cool. But we do get that same feeling at the end scene with the club where he's like, oh, I got two people out. He's like, okay, y'all can come in. Like, so they do still pay service to it, but I didn't catch that.
We know the inviting, and it's, so I think I'm trying.
Delroy was awesome. He supporting actor. He gave us range in that one role. He was a hero when he needed to be a hero. He was a drunk when he needed to be a drunk. He was a musician the whole time.
And I feel like I wonder what his collective screen time and like dialogue time is, because I feel like it's not that high. And I almost think of Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter. I think he has the record for like the shortest amount of screen time to win an Oscar for
that's a very good
I think
point.
He was actor, but maybe supporting, I'm not sure.
Point.
But I feel like that with his character. Like his character is, you know, is a supporting actor role, I understand, but like every moment's just so powerful.
Well, he is
from when
our
they first meet him.
Message person. Anytime he's speaking, it's like there's something for you to take from it. It's like he's talking to us as much as he's talking to like the characters on stage. Like he is fantastic. He deserves it. He deserves it. What's her name? Is it One Me, the actress?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She's fantastic. she's fantastic in that role. Like it's done well throughout, man.
Well, and the other thing I love is there's another film. There's a content creator who talks about TV and film named Fantastic Frankie. Shout out Frankie, amazing content creator and friend, and she talked about how this movie also takes away a lot of people's excuse to sexually exploit women in film in terms of nudity, because a lot of times they'll be like, oh, well, it's about art, like it's about showing the sexiness, and it's like, we have 2 sex scenes, neither one of them have nudity, and they're both incredibly hot and sexy and passionate, and and they were able to do that in these very 2 different scenarios, the two, both of them, one the smoking, one with Stack.
That's what I was gonna say. Side note,
yeah,
it's the same guy.
Exactly. Once
He's
again,
that good. It's the same guy. No.
And I feel like that's a powerful thing they did as well. There's just so much done. I mean,
everything's done with honor.
Cornbread.
Even the vampire. Cornbread was fantastic.
Remmick.
But even the vampire is like, we learn his culture, his history. Like,
he's so cool.
He's so cool.
I was very excited to see him in something else. And then I saw him in The Bone Temple.
I haven't seen that yet.
Later.
Is it good?
He's in that. Very good. And he's very good. And
he's good, man.
He's very good. And so I was really excited. I want to see him in more. But fantastic. He just... I was like, I always just think of even the head tilt when they get invited in. Like he has this, they have this shot where he just looks, and I saw someone like recreate like, did I look cool? Did I look cool? I did it. I was like, yes, you did look cool. He looked so cool. Dude, then.
The dancing, killed it.
Every scene.
That's what. And as far as like they like went to the South. Like you're in fields. Like it's like you feel like you're there. Like. I don't know. It was done fantastic.
Obviously, we can talk about movies all day, and I think this will be the first of many conversations. I don't know, as we low-key kind of have matching shoes almost, too.
Dude,
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
literally. I mean, we're here. Okay,
might as well
so
just go to the theater from
I just want to thank you again for coming out so we could break down, these Best Picture nominations, all of our thoughts. I really appreciate your insight. As always, I really appreciate your time. And I also just, I love you, and I'm proud of you. I mean, we're wearing these shirts. I'm glad that you also were wearing the Grogu and Mandalorian shirt.
I had to.
I mean, but like, we are going to the movies this year to watch your name in the credits of a Star Wars film. And just, because I'm not going to give you the opportunity to praise me any more than you do, because I feel like I knew you were going to try, but I feel like you're like, oh man, you're doing these shows and all these other things. And I am so thankful for these things, and I'm so thankful for your support. But right now we're going to put that aside. If they're watching this podcast, they're probably familiar with me. I don't need, we're not going to talk about that. You are, when we look back, and you've said this many times, you said like, if we look at the little kid versions of Kyland and we look at the little kid versions of Kyland and Darnel, and we are having them look at the way that the things that we're doing, it's like, I think they'd be very surprised, but excited and proud. And I just really want to highlight, I'm like, the fact is, we're gonna go watch The Mandalorian and Grogu, a Star Wars film in theaters, and see your name in the credits. And I'm thinking about how proud that makes your dad, how proud that makes me, and all of your family, all of both our families. And I'm very excited for that. And so I want to say thank you and just give you all those flowers and praise and love publicly and forever cemented for posterity here. Dude, as well.
You're amazing, brother. I love you. You're like far too kind. Honestly, like,
thank you.
I get wrapped up in doing it. I don't smell the flowers too often, but like, seriously, I wouldn't be me without any of you guys. Like, you, your family, my family, like, I'm just a community and a person.
So Mandalorian and Grogu out in May. This year. May. Mm-hmm. May the Force be with all of us, and may the Force be with you. Thank you so much for watching Connections with Kyland. We'll catch you next time.